you guys always ask me, oh, what do I do in the mid to late game? I'm kind of confused on the rotation. Okay, let's quickly do a process of elimination, right? It's kind of like probability. I mean, I know a lot of you guys don't like math, but let's see. Where should, like, if we go top lane, let's start with top lane, right? Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to play Baxia and how he is really good versus support healers like Angela and Florin. He pretty much counters them. And I'll also show you how you can play your mid to late game, what kind of rotations you need to do, and what kind of macros you need to consider. If you are interested in that, make sure to watch the entire video. Without any further ado, let's get started. Here is the build that I used for this game. I did build Athena, I didn't go for Radiant, but Radiant is a better choice. And these are the emblems and the spell. I'm Hajun, 300 plus stars, former pro player. If you want real, fast, guaranteed rank improvement, me and Des, who is also a 1000 stars pro player. We code solo, duo, trio, and 5-man. Got sweaty fingers? Nexora Gaming Finger Sleeve make your skills way more precise. Use code Hajun15 for 15% off at checkout. Use my loot bar link for your next diamond recharge and get diamonds 20% cheaper than in-game. All info will be in the description of this video. Alright guys, so first of all, whenever I play roam, the first thing I want to do is always check the EXP side buff. I'm gonna try to keep this guide a bit more beginner friendly so beginners are able to understand it a little bit better, because I did get a few comments telling me that I was not really explaining too well and I was explaining at a more advanced level, so I'll try to tone it down or make it as basic as I possibly can while also keeping it advanced at the same time. Let's see how it goes. Anyways, what I like to first always do is check the EXP side buff. In this scenario, it's the blue buff. Now, it's gonna be the one with the E, okay? That's gonna be the XP lane. It can be on top lane, it can be on bottom lane. If it's on top, you're gonna see the E on the top. You're gonna go check the red buff, okay? Now, why do I always check the EXP side buff? Because junglers tend to always start on the EXP side buff first, because they can do turtle. At 2 minutes, they can take another one of their buffs and then do turtle. That's why. It's just better overall. Now, a lot of the times when you do go here, you won't see the jungler. And when you don't see the jungler, then they're usually on the other buff. Right? That's what it means. Anyways, I'm just gonna quickly play it. So right here, I actually spot Angela and then Fredrin right here, right? I spotted both of them. Now all I need to do is just go back, right? That's about it. Another thing I want to mention is that you notice how I'm using my index finger to pan my map to kind of see the area a little bit. You guys should get into the habit of using your index finger right here, touching this part of the screen to pan your map more. It's just overall better. You can use your skills while doing that. I mean, you can also use your thumbs over here to do it, but you can't cast your skills at the same time, right? I would really recommend getting into the habit of holding your phone like this and using 3 fingers to play overall. It's just better in the long term. It's gonna be tough playing like this, but once you get used to it, it's gonna be so much better. You're gonna play better. I really improved after playing it like this. After holding my phone and playing with 3 fingers, I really improved a lot. So yeah, try it out. You're probably going to be very uncomfortable and play pretty bad for the first week, and then after a week you're going to get adjusted to it. It's going to feel all natural. Okay, anyways, let's continue. So once I spot them, I'm going to head over back to my buff, or not the buff, sorry, the minions in mid lane. Sicilian unfortunately killed 3 of them, so I only got XP from 1. But as a roamer, you should be clearing every single minion wave on mid, getting XP for every single one. And don't worry, your mage isn't gonna lose out on anything. You just get the additional one. Now, there is a level 4 rotation, and I'm sorry that I'm talking so much right away. I know you guys want to watch the gameplay, but this is important, okay? There's a level 4 rotation which you can get before the first turtle, and in order for you to do that, you must at least vision the opponents on here once, and then get all of the 4 minions in mid. Once you do that, you're gonna head over near your jungler's first buff that they started with. You're gonna stand there while they kill it and get some of the XP and gold. Don't worry, your jungler isn't gonna lose out on anything, right? You're just gonna get some additional XP and additional gold. Once that happens, you're gonna go straight ahead to the Letho, right? Ping your jungler to take it. Once you guys take the Letho, there should be another wave coming in mid. right? Every 40 seconds and every 10 seconds of every minute is when the minions spawn. And then it takes them about 30 seconds or 20 seconds to hit the center, to come to the center, right? So around 30 seconds and every beginning of every minute is when you'll see the minions hit the middle of the lane, right? So keep those calculations in mind. Now, once you do all that, right? Once you head over to, once you clear mid, then you go to the jungler's buff, then you go to Letho, then you clear mid again, and then you go back to the jungler's other buff that he's taking, and you're gonna stand near it and take the XP. If you can, try to take the XP from these greens too, because they help. Otherwise, another thing you can do is just head over to XP, clear the lane, and then go back to mid and clear the lane. Okay, that's the rotation for level 4. Usually, if you do this, most of the time, you're gonna be level 4 before turtle. But the only issue with this is that you're always staying near your jungle and you're not visioning the opponent jungle. That's the weakness. So you're only visioning this much area, right? Compared to the entire area that the other people can, the other roamer can take control of. And in solo to trio, and even in general, even in 5-man, I don't like to give map control away. It's just not good. If opponents have better map control, they can gank you easier. You won't know where they are. They can move easier. They can farm faster, right? Because they have more info. So I generally don't like to do this in every solo to trio game. Mostly I don't, because it's just better for me to collect information and gain map control rather than just sit and get more XP in level 4. I know level 4 is good, but the map control you're giving away, I don't think it makes it worth. Another thing I want to mention is, yes, take map control and everything, but please make sure you can skip out on taking the buffs or the XP and the gold from the buffs, but do not skip out on taking XP from the mid lane minions, okay? You need that really badly. Alright, make sure you're there for every single minion. Here I already messed up. My Sicilian shouldn't have cleared it that fast. You should have waited for me a bit and then cleared so I get the XP and gold as well. But regardless, it is solo to trio, can't help it, right? Alright, I'm sorry for yapping so much. I think you guys really needed to know that information, especially the beginners, since you guys need to understand how this works. Okay, so I'm just gonna head over to gold lane to try to give some vision, because I do know that Fredrin started blue, right? If Fredrin started blue, where is he gonna go next? He's gonna go here, then he's gonna take this, then he's gonna take this, right? That's his normal jungle pathing. So kinda expected Fredrin to be somewhere around here, but he wasn't. So then I just kinda head back. I also noticed that the minions are not clashing in mid lane. You usually want to do ganks when minions are in equilibrium in the middle of the lane, because that's when the opponent they're gonna walk up to clear, right? So that's when you can catch them off guard for a gank. So since the minions are not in the equilibrium anymore, there's no point in ganking this Mia. She's not gonna get out of this tower. That's how you should time up your ganks always, matching it up with the minion waves. Okay, and then the second wave I do manage to capture. I get the full XP and gold from it. Just a quick poke onto Gord. I want to kind of kill this thing off, this Letho, because I want to walk around this area without being visioned, honestly. Alright, now I see Benedetta. The thing here is, I don't see her using second skill. Maybe she used it beforehand. But normally, I just bump into her, right? But you normally always want to use Baxia's jumping first skill. If you jump and hit someone, you stun them for longer. And try dragging his first skill, guys. If you drag it, you can actually move a different direction. So next time you're gonna jump on an opponent, you can just try to drag it onto them and you're gonna literally stun better. But here, I genuinely thought she was gonna use her third skill, so I didn't jump yet. As soon as she used her second skill is when I would jump, right? She would dash this way, I would jump and then hit her right here. Right, that was the plan, but she didn't do it at all, so I was a little shocked. Anyways, that's good because we got first blood, right? No complaints. And once again, once that's done, I'm gonna go back to mid lane and I'm gonna clear this. I will skip out more parts in the future, but I'm gonna keep the early game rotation. I'm not gonna skip any of it. So you guys know how I rotate till the turtle comes up. Now, once again, I noticed that their Angela, their roamer, and their jungler is missing. Right? That's why I went top lane right away. Even though turtle is coming up soon, I knew something was wrong. And I know my Hanabi isn't the best player, doesn't have the best map map sense probably because she's all the way overextended when opponents are missing. So even if your teammates are bad, you should try to kind of make up for their bad gameplay. And remember, if they're bad, you can use that to your advantage sometimes too, and I'll show you how you can do that later. Alright, now straight up, I don't aim for Angela, I aim for Mia. I don't care about Angela. I know I can kill this Mia. She doesn't have her ultimate, so she basically doesn't have Purify. And my anti-heal, look at how strong my anti-heal is. My passive, right, gives opponents anti-heal. Angela didn't even heal her that much, not a significant amount. If it was any other hero, Angela would heal this Mia significantly, but she didn't because I had an anti-heal effect from the get-go. Right, it's really strong versus these healing supports. And then I see Fredrin going for my Hanabi. Hanabi is done for. I'm not sure why she even came back. She did escape, right? She just came back for some reason. I mean, I would have been happy if she didn't die and I died. I would have been happy with that outcome, honestly. But then again, the opponent make a mistake by not pushing this gold lane plating, this gold plating. They should have pushed it because they could have at least traded the gold for the turtle we're gonna get. But they just decided to let it be for some reason, not sure why. And just because of that, we actually won this trade because my team got turtle. And we are ahead. Okay, so now we see that Fredrin is invading. That was a really good retry from my Harley. I know that Harley has ultimate, so we can try, honestly, to kill Fredrin. Especially with my second skill and my passive on him, Angela isn't gonna heal him much. So instantly, we keep going for the gourd. Now, Benedetta just appears out of nowhere. If she didn't appear here, we would take this green and dip. Correction, we would take this green and also the double green on top lane and then dip. Red buff is just too risky, right? Because we killed Fredrin, we wanna take as much of his resources as possible. This is what you should do all the time. When you kill someone, when you win a team fight, you should always take their resources. That is the best way to keep the snowball. You guys always go back to farming, go back to doing your own thing. No. You take their resources. You take their side of the jungle. This was actually a really good play from Harley over here. I tried stunning the Bene, but I kind of got stunned instead, and Harley killed him with a basic attack, got a nice little triple. That was an overall really good play. I'm just gonna recall back to base because I was low HP. We're gonna skip over this part. So once again, I'm gonna head over to bottom lane, probably because I saw a fight potentially happening over there. In top lane, nothing is happening. See, like, they're just clearing. Hanabi's gonna finish clearing by the time I'm done, and there's gonna be no gank potential. But here, I see potential of a fight, right? So I'm gonna go over here. And my Harley seemed like a really good player too, right? So when you find a really good player, you want to base most of your plays around them, okay? You want to play around them the most. So I'm around Harley. I'm still standing in this bush to give some vision, you know, about ganks that could be potentially happening. Alright, so this right here. As soon as I see that there's no point in fighting here, I kind of go back to mid lane to get some of the XP. And another thing is, I noticed that the blue buff wasn't up, which means that Fredrin has to be on his red. So if he's on his red, he's probably gonna take this and then walk up to Letho to take it. But I wasn't gonna give him Letho. He's behind and I wanna make sure he is behind. So I want to fight for this Letho. That's why I'm actually heading there. And my prediction turned out to be correct because Fredrin was there too. Here you go. So it was actually lucky that I was able to secure the Letho here. But we actually managed to kill him. See? See how much damage Baxia actually does, guys, in the early game? I think he's really good for solo to trio right now. Even for 5-man, he's good for all Qs. And once again, another thing, even though the buff was up in the map, I knew Fredrin took it, right? Because there was a red circle around him. But regardless, I'm gonna go and check it, because you know what that does? The next time it spawns, I will see the timer. But if it was unidentified and just stayed up like that, and I didn't see it, I wouldn't get to know when it's gonna respawn again. Since we're ahead, we should keep these respawn timers in mind, because we can keep invading. Turtle is coming up. I see that the minions are clashing against each other. I know that Mia is in this bush. And Angela ults. Managed to bait her ult. That's really good. She won't have ulti for Turtle anymore. That's big. Fredrin really needs that Angela ult for turtle, but she wasted it on Mia. So that's really good for us. Now, Fredrin's second skill gets blocked by heroes, right? So I'm just standing in his way, so he cannot second skill to the turtle and steal it. And we actually managed to kill him. I jump onto the Angela that's running away, and we also kill the Angela. Now Mia was cleaning this lane, right? Clearing this lane. She has her ulti. Now naturally, when she ulti, she's gonna go here, right? She's gonna go this way. It's very predictable, so I start running this way too. Imagine, whenever Mia goes invisible, try to imagine where she's going. If you actually imagine it, she's so easy to counter. And then here you'll notice that she actually got caught by Mincy's second skill, and then she was visible again, and then we just killed her. There are no minions, so we can't really push top. We should be taking the red buff, right? Because Fredrin is gone, his resource is up. We won the fight, we should be taking everything that they have. And boom, once again, nice set onto Fredrin. He was in the way, I knew Harley had ultimate, and I just went for it. Now we secured this red, and we are already pretty much snowballing really well. I wanted to just keep the snowball and take the blue, but it wasn't up and they had already taken it. Alright, so I managed to get out of that sticky situation because of Baxia's first skill. It's so good. Yeah guys, you can also use it to escape, so it's really good. And then, I mean, Gord is done for. My Harley is really fed. So I'm just gonna roll around, give some vision for my Hanabi. There is really nothing else to do over here, right? My Mincy is the XP. I don't really have to vision too much for him because it's kind of not my job. But I see that a fight is going on in bottom lane, and I'm just gonna react to it because we do have the potential to win. Harley deals an insane amount of damage and he can pretty much kill everyone right now. Okay. I also noticed that my Harley has ultimate and he's standing in this bush. I can tell that he wants this gourd, right? He's just waiting for me to go in and tank it. So there, I do that. Unfortunately, I do get caught by Fredrin. That's really unfortunate. However, we do get the tower, the mid lane tower. We do get Cord and Angela. I feel like that was a really good trade. For mid lane tier, my life, I would 100% worth it. Because the mid lane opens up so much of the map, right? Look guys, it opens up literally this much of the map. This much. This much is under our control. They only have this much to work with. So that's huge. Mid lane is more important than the bottom lane and the top lane combined. Okay, we're gonna skip through this. Okay, so here, this is around the mid game, right guys? And you guys always ask me, oh, what do I do in the mid to late game? I'm kind of confused on the rotation. Okay, let's quickly do a process of elimination, right? It's kind of like probability. I mean, I know a lot of you guys don't like math, but let's see. If we go top lane, let's start with top lane, right? If we were to go top lane, what is there to do? Hanabi is all the way back. It's gonna take her a long time to reach here. We could try pushing this tower, but it's just simply gonna be too long. If I go mid lane, well, Sicilian's probably gonna clear this, and then he's probably not gonna push into this tower because it's really not safe. We're not in a good position, and we don't have enough information, and we're not close enough to be that deep into enemy territory right now. Well, what about bottom lane? Mincy is already pushing it, and then potentially we could push this too, right? Because after Sicilian clears mid, he can make his way over there. Harley is probably gonna go back to his blue buff to take it, but I think with Mincitar's pushing ability, we can honestly take the tower. So, by noticing where we need to go, we found the best option, right? The best option is to just go here and stand in this bush and just let Mincitar push this tower. That's it. That's all we do. This is how you should be decision making, guys. This is how you need to roam, and you can actually make the best out of your mid to late game. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're actually going to go bottom lane because it's a lane that we can push. Right? I'm gonna try to zone the opponents away. I see that the Mia is over there. The thing here is I'm the same level as that Mia. I can definitely kill her on my own. I do a lot of damage, and Angela isn't gonna heal her much. Right? And then as soon as I see Angela ulti, I just get out because I baited her ultimate. She's gonna be useless now. I use my Revitalize because Mincy was low. And then we just finish off Mia right here. You see how the anti-heal is so strong on Baxia, guys? It's insane. The shields are like, it's nothing. Now, this is also very important. I see that my Sicilian is getting pressed by Fredrin. It is kind of my job to protect him, right? But then again, look at this. I have 3 opponents on me. I have to walk past all of them to save my Sicilian. I can't. However, my Harley is here and he's very fed. Right, he can pretty much one-shot anyone right now. So what I can do is run away to him with my first skill, lead the opponents there, and then let him take care of the rest while I tank everything. This is how you need to think. You cannot go back to save your Sicilian because 3 people are literally blocking you. They're just gonna keep hitting you and you might die. So let's see what we do over here and how I make this play. So already, as you can see, Fredrin got bursted. We got a nice kill onto Fredrin. We also got Gord to ulti, and then Harley just goes in on him and one-shots him because he's just that fed. This is how you need to snowball, guys. If you're this fed, you have to take everything and leave nothing for them. And we get a nice kill. I'm really low, so I'm going to recall back to base. Alright, so once we're back here, Lord is going to spawn in 35 seconds. I'm quickly just going to go Vision and try to set up around the Lord area. Try to open up that map over there. Benedetta manages to escape. And Lord is going to be up in 20 seconds. Now, I always like to mention how the opposite lane of Lord is really important. You always want to push this before doing Lord. Why? Well, if you push this tower is in danger. And this tower is not worth sacrificing for the first Lord. It's not. And someone will probably be there to defend it. So, what does that mean? That means you guys can actually go to Lord. All of you, 5 of you. And then they'll only have 4 of them. So it's an outnumbered fight, which you should technically win. And this is pretty much called the Lord dance. You lure the Lord towards your side and you try to take it from the opponent. That's called the Lord dance. You know, playing around the Lord is called Lord dance. And that is a very tricky part to actually master. But ideally, this is what you want to do. You always want to pressure the opposite lane of Lord, always. As a roamer, I know it can be very difficult to do so. Your clear sucks. You can ask someone else from your team who has fast clear to do it for you. Like Mincitar is already doing it, which is really good. Another thing I forgot to mention, it was in the previous team fight. I told you guys earlier, remember? I told you guys how you can use your team's weakness to your advantage. Okay? So as soon as this fight is going on, I told you guys about how my Sicilian got caught, right? And then how my Harley was heading this way. Well, another thing I saw was my Hanabi. Now, she should be, it is 7 minutes into the game, yes, technically she should be helping us fight, but her pushing this isn't really a bad idea, and normal players who don't really rotate much, they just love to stick to their lane and push. Now, in this scenario, it's not necessarily bad. Why? Because if we keep this fight going, and we actually win, then she can actually push another tower, which is really good. So that was another thing that was on my mind. As soon as I saw the Hanabi, I just tried to stall as much time as I can so she actually gets the turret. I wanted to make it out alive so I can stall the opponents a bit longer. So yeah, I go the other way, run back towards Harley so the opponents are a little bit distracted. And Hanabi actually gets that time to push the top lane. And you've seen this fight already. Alright, so Lord is coming up in a bit. I'm just zoning the area. Looks like my team wants to push mid. I'm gonna zone this bush and just keep everything in vision. Another thing is, guys, when you don't want to make your team go with your flow, you don't want them to follow you. You want to follow them. You want to support them. You want to support their movement. A lot of the times, try to play with your team. Don't go in solo. Don't expect them to follow you up. Okay, whenever you're engaging on someone, please look at the map. Please look at the map and tell yourself, is it good? Are my teammates enough? Like, are enough people here to take this fight and follow up? If your answer is yes, take it. If your answer is no, just don't. Don't engage. Don't take the fight. Now I'm just zoning off this area because once the minions clash, I can actually go around from the back and kind of bother them. However, Fredrin does spot me in this bush and they kind of back up. That was a really nice pull from Sicilian onto the Angela and Benedetta. So we aren't really able to push mid. I'm just roaming around trying to zone the area. I zone Fredrin away from his buff. And Fredrin actually dies because Harley does insane damage. And now Lord is so free. Lord is really free. We can just do it. Right here, you're gonna want to zone the area, right? I saw Mincy fighting the rest of them. So I'm like, okay, let me try to help him at least. We know Lord is secured. Fredrin was still dead. He's not gonna be able to secure it. So we trade the Mincy for our gourd. For their gourd. Okay, another thing, guys. When Lord does actually... When you do take Lord, that is the hardest part. You have to make sure that you take all of their towers. Now, what is the best way to push into these towers? And it's actually called sieging, right? When you push into the inhibitor towers with Lord, the term is called sieging. So, what is the best way to siege? The best way to siege is when all of these 3 waves, right? And there's a one in the middle. All of them clash into the 3 different turrets at the same time. That is the best way to siege, because opponents have to split up in order to defend their turrets, while you can focus on one and just take it, right? Your roamer can zone the other people out of that, and then you can just take the turret. So that's what you want to do with the Lord push. You always want to sync up the minions. Now, how do you sync it up? Well, you always need to make sure that you don't clear mid lane and you don't clear the Lord lane. You clear the other lane. Another thing I wanted to mention for Lord is when the Lord is up, and when you guys are doing like Lord dance, pretty much what you can do is it's called slow pushing. You only clear the 2 small minions and you leave the cannon alive. Eventually, your minion wave will win the fight and crash onto the next wave. By then, the second wave of yours should go and actually beat this. Right, you want to do this when there's like 30 seconds left of Lord, because by the time 30 seconds are over, those minions are gonna win the fight and push this tower. Right, that is called slow pushing, okay? Slow pushing. When you don't clear the waves entirely, you just clear only the 2 small ones and leave the card 1. So you can do that when Lord has like 30 seconds to spawn, because by the time you get there, the minions will be pushing. Okay, that's like perfect timing. But again, guys, it's hard to execute. You really have to like be able to understand. Okay, so I'm just rolling around trying to give some vision, trying to zone a little bit, right? Because freezing, we could do freeze here, but Lord is up, so it's better to just push and have the lanes pressuring. Now I get blade armor for the Mia. That's my build. I shouldn't have gotten Athena, I should have gotten Radiant this game. Unfortunately, our Harley dies. However, Lord is still alive and Hanabi is actually pushing bottom lane. I feel like Hanabi should have come with us to this fight, or actually been there. I think we could have won. Okay, so now the bottom lane is fine. It's kind of synced up. Actually, never mind. The minions are not synced up at all. The Lord is hitting first and the minion wave is gonna clash right now onto mid. I'm just distracting Fredrin, keeping him away from my team. I know that my team can handle with their team as long as Fredrin isn't constantly CC chaining them. There, we catch them. And now, 3 dead. Right, it is still very risky to end. You never know what's gonna happen. Alright, so Lord is coming up 70 seconds. I don't know if Mincy will go bottom lane to clear. It looks like he will. And then I'm just gonna go top lane because my Hanabi is so overextended. I really need to vision her right now. As you can see, I'm just lurking around the bush, making sure Hanabi is safe from anyone who wants to potentially gank. Alright, we got the Fredrin again. Gord also used his ulti. That's really good. I mean, jungler for jungler, it is equal. But, you know, it is what it is. And now I'm just gonna recall. And then my team is obviously doing a really, really good job at just killing them. Now the second Lord is up. We're easily gonna secure it. And then once again, the top lane is not sorted out. And you'll see this very often. In solo to trio, they will always go mid. Don't be disappointed by it, okay guys? Do not be disappointed by it. Okay, there we go. A really nice fight. I still have a decent amount of HP left. I can keep fighting. Okay, so here, only Gord is alive, right? So I'm just gonna zone him away from the tower while my team pushes it. It's just Gord, who doesn't have an ulti. So he's not really that scary right now. Once again, just hit the tower. The game is over. Finish it as early as you can. No need to drag on these games, because the longer you drag it, the higher your chances of losing. Just end it, hit the base, and there you go. Guys, Baxia is really good. Pick him versus these support healers, and you're gonna do really well. If you guys liked this type of content where I kind of show you guys how to play it, I don't know, you guys might find it a bit boring because it's so long, but I want to cover everything, especially for the beginners, especially what you guys need to be doing. Alright, anyways guys, that's pretty much the score. If you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe to support me. I want to help out, all of you guys, so you guys can reach a higher rank from watching my videos. And especially if you're a roam main, you need to watch my streams and videos to keep up with the current meta, the current rotations, and all of that. Okay guys, take care and have a good one, and I'll see you guys in the next video.